Hello and welcome to This Week in African Tech. It's meant to be a funny, witty, educative, and irreverent look at the industry. Now, if this is something that you enjoy and something that is fun for you, let's go. Our first stop is Rapid Fire, aka who's raising money, who is acquiring companies, who is doing well, and who is doing badly. Nigeria's Edmond Olotu has raised $1 million for his startup, Tech Advance. Now, if Edmond Olotu's name sounds familiar to you, it's because he's the one accused Marek on Twitter of allegedly defrauding.
Allegedly defrauding his Nigerian investors.
Now, if you don't know the story of Marek and Nigeria and startups, I suggest you Google it because we don't have enough time today. Actually, scratch that. Let me tell you the story. So Marek is a Polish young man who moved to Nigeria to work for Jumia. Issues with Interpol, he had to move back to Poland, and as you do in these things, he then wrote a book disparaging Nigeria and the startup scene in Nigeria, talking about how he was arrested and etc. Anyway, long story short, Edmond has raised $1 million from Bahrain investors. Egyptian B2B startup, which connects shippers with carriers in real time, has just been accepted into Y Combinator. Good news. South African startup SwiftV, which is an online platform that enables livestock agencies to connect with buyers, has just announced its first sale of a bull online.
Oh, moo, I'm mooey.
It was an auction sale. So anyway, we now live in a world where we buy our cows online.
No.
So Tinder had decided to swipe right on Africa. So it's just acquired Harmonica, which is an Egyptian startup, which helps in matchmaking in the traditional way. I like Harmonica because it's taking its cultural context and the cultural context of. Now to the meteor part of the news. So last week, Mark SMA on Twitter put out an image of all the startups in Africa that have raised $1 million since the beginning of 2019. Now, as you can see with that picture, considering that it's Africa startups, maybe it should be a little bit more darker than it is. Well, there are 2 women in that list. There are 99 different investors involved, and 33% of those deals are in fintech. But here's the thing. We've known this, and the data shows out that non-local founders are most likely to receive funding than a wholly local startup team in Africa. I don't know what the solution is to that problem. But yeah, it's happening. Yeah. I can do my work in getting more women to the table, but damn it, more local founders are needed. African governments stay teaching us that we need younger people to be running things. My country, Ghana, has just increased the communication service tax from 6% to 9%. Now, the reason being, and hold on, let me read it so I have it word for word, to develop the foundation for the creation of a viable technology ecosystem in the country. I don't even understand what that means. Boo! Are they going to take the money and put it in building the tech ecosystem in Ghana? If they are, can we get receipts on who's receiving the money, how the money is being received? Well, the finance minister of Zimbabwe has pointed out that if DSTV pays taxes in Zimbabwe, why is Netflix not paying tax? He does also have a valid question, but I know when finance ministers start talking about tax, it's because they just want to tax. Of course, not to be outdone, Uganda has just introduced a $20 online media platform and influencer registration. $20. So you can post pictures on Instagram so people can like it. Now, Uganda is a special case because this is the same country that $0.5 registration cost on 60 social media platforms.
Because the tax is for improving your service. All the services we tax are critical. Water. They say water is life, but there is a tax on water. You get it? Electricity is a basic utility. There is a tax there. So the proposal is, let's get your tax on you who is calling on WhatsApp, on you who is calling on Skype, because already the government is investing in.
But this is the same country in which Facebook is putting underground cables throughout the country. Not to be outdone, our very special Kenyan government wants to increase digital tax with no clear plan on how partners like Facebook, who actually do not have do not have headquarters within the country, are going to pay. But let's tax the local digital platforms, shall we? It goes without saying, when African governments decide shamelessly that they are going to tax digital platforms, the Netflixes of the world, the Facebooks, the Googles, the Instagrams of the world, because they don't have a physical presence in these countries, do not have to pay a dime. And so these countries end up taxing their own populations. And you know what that does? If you don't know, let me tell you. It further widens the digital divide gap, which we're trying to fix. Why bring us back? Also, it makes it really, really hard to start digital tech entrepreneurship in these countries. And on top of it, it further widens the gap for women and minorities who need access to digital platforms. But never mind, let's just tax as much as we can. Listen, I'm actually not against taxation. All I'm saying is, look at what the EU has done in terms of taxing digital platforms, and maybe let's learn from that.
Nous proposons aux États membres ce que nous proposons au Parlement européen. C'est une définition juridique de la présence numérique qui viendra s'ajouter, et pas se substituer, au concept de présence physique dans les lois nationales qui définissent l'impôt sur les sociétés.
In closing, if you have any stories that you think are interesting and irreverent, please send them my way. I leave you with the last segment on a funny video I found on TikTok. TikTok is one of the newer social media platforms and actually has done a really good job in promoting and inviting Africans to share content on the platform. Enjoy, and I'll see you back here same time next week, being irreverent and talking about the Africa tech ecosystem. My name is Ethel Cofie, and it was lovely to meet you.